Live from deep in an underground bunker in East Tennessee, this is America's premier mortgage fuel services expert, Paul Williams.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of Foreclosurepedia podcast. Foreclosurepedia podcast is a presentation of the Foreclosurepedia radio network, which premieres each Sunday evening. Tonight, though, Tuesday, the 21st of September, we have a special edition. Ladies and gentlemen, I know the Foreclosurepedia Nation has been looking around, has been direly concerned about how our Commander-in-Chief has been passing executive orders, one after the other, in attempting to limit the freedom that we have. Now, with that said, in full disclosure, I am fully vaccinated. I did it much like how I looked in the military when Clinton said, "Don't ask, don't tell." I don't care what you do next door. I got vaccinated. It works for me. I'm not telling you to get vaccinated. But the United States government is telling you, if you want to work on a federal contract, you damn well better be vaccinated, or the prime vendor is going to lose the contract. And I also apologize. I have horrible allergies. Hay cutting season is here, so I'm telling you that in advance. This evening, though, we have one of the great people that you remember during the industry years. He's now one of the principal individuals spearheading the GMO conspiracy. And I do say it like that because I do believe when you manipulate with food, you manipulate not just with us who consume it, but our future progeny. We have Aaron Aviaro. Aaron Aviaro is the owner and proprietor of Aladay Mobile Media. That's alldaymobilemedia.com. You can reach out to him at any point in time. Great information out there, about agriculture, about a lot of things that we need, and one of the best people I ever dealt with in the industry. Aaron, are you out there tonight?
Hey, I'm right over here.
So tell me how goes it in Oregon? Have you gotten the sausage and biscuit gravy matter corrected over there at the?
Oh boy, howdy! Did we ever? You know, when I first got to town, I stayed at a place called the Oregon Trail Motel Restaurant, and they had the governor, the crazy governor of this state, had their restaurant closed. So I went out, I shot a video. You know me. I shoot a little quick video. Hey, Katie, the governor here is Katie Brown.
Right.
So I said, hey, Katie, you got to open this restaurant. I am the foremost biscuits and gravy authority, and I report directly to the President of the United States. Now, I don't know if this little video had anything to do with it or not, but the next week the restaurant was open, and let me tell you something. Oregon Trail, they got biscuits and gravy. Go get it. They're great. They'll hook you up, man.
Well, that's good to hear. Aaron, I want to run something by you, right? So back when we worked in the industry, you remember, so the foreclosure industry was, about a lot of things, but one thing was debris removal. And that always included, when the storms came, the hurricanes and such down south, you removed the debris. And FEMA, and for anybody y'all out here whom are either living under a rock or are not familiar, FEMA has what's called the Waffle House Meter. Now, Waffle House is a restaurant chain that's specific here to the South. And I'll leave it at that. But with that said, how FEMA determines whether or not, after a natural disaster, if the area, the geographic area, is horribly impacted, lightly impacted, it's called the Waffle House Meter. You can actually Google it. Aaron, I have today developed what I call the Dollar General Meter. Now, FEMA deals with natural disasters, and I'm dealing with COVID, and I'm going to tell you why, because I've coined this phrase tonight, right here, with you, Aaron.
You heard it first.
That's right. Hey, I'm telling you, show prep, always happening, but, so here's the deal. I went to Dollar General yesterday, and Dollar General, look, poor white trash, however you want to construe Dollar General, the fact of the matter is they sell things at a reasonable price, and you can get them pretty quick.
They also sell food. They're not just, they sell food too.
Exactly. And so I was looking for a can of chili. So I went to the grocery aisle, which is, I don't know, maybe about 30 foot down. It's long, both sides, and it's about 5 tiers high. I mean, there was virtually nothing. There was no chili. There was no soup. There was no chips. There was 3 bags of Hey Bro gummy bears. But I'm telling you, no food. No food.
Hey, something?
Go ahead.
Something that we've been monitoring. We got a guy that's been shooting us information for our podcast. He's called On the Water, and he has been monitoring the Long Beach port,
right.
And it is backed up so bad right now. There's like 60. I think last night when I checked in with him, there was he said between 50 and 60 boats or ships, cargo container ships, out in the water, not able to come in and dock and unload.
How much of this is attributed to bad policy by this administration? Go.
Oh, everything going on right now is attributed to this administration. And I'm not just, this isn't, you kind of podcast with everything here current in the United States. We have been getting information and redistributing it and repackaging it, and we're getting it from around the world. This issue, what happened when this administration took over, it pushed a funny domino around the globe right now, and there's stuff going, it's just insane. And this administration, I'm sorry, but I have never disrespected a president in my life, whether I liked him or not. Not even that idiot that was over this bozo that's there now, that the Barack Obama clown. I didn't disrespect him like I have this guy. And please tell me when you have ever heard F the president everywhere he goes.
Well, I heard it with Trump. That's being honest. But with that said, and I don't want to dwell too much on this, but what I do want to point out is, and for clarification, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aviaro is a staunch conservative. I am not a liberal. I'm a libertarian. In layman's terms, what that means is that I believe the only agency of government that's successful, the National Weather Service, because if they put a rock outside and it rains, they're telling me it's raining, and I trust that. But with all that said, so I'm like,
ain't that the truth, huh?
I go to Dollar General. I'm trying to buy a can of chili. There's no chili. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like Mad Max, right? Because I go 2 aisles over. I got Alpo. What's going on here? Are you fucking shitting me? The government gives me this free money to spend. I'm trying to buy food.
And there's no food to buy.
Forget about it. What am I supposed to do? A man cannot live on a crack pipe alone, amen?
You know what? Hey, I will say this. If it wasn't for our government, we probably would not know the true meaning of irony.
Amen. I can say that.
I mean, it's like every day there is. I have quit using the phrase just when I thought I'd seen it all. You just can't use that phrase anymore with this administration.
But I'm saying that it's deeper than an administration, right? For example, a president, he or she could enact an executive order, and it does some things, but not much. They can pat a child on the head. They can smoke but not inhale. They can paint dresses that get hung around like Andy Warhol. I mean, all bullshit aside. But by and large, the people who pass our laws is Congress. And I submit this evening that our Congress is at fault, right? Because I'm going to tell you this. Have you looked at the median age of congressional people today? I mean, have you looked at what the average age of a congressperson is?
You know what? I would say 65% of people that are in Congress right now are great-grandparents, and they've been there for 30 years.
They're in their 60s, and I'm going to tell you, several of them are in their 80s. But the average age, 62.9 years, senators. And look, here's all I'm saying, right? And I'm 51. Look, I'm over the hill, right? I got a good, comfortable, Dunlop as it Dunlopped over the belt buckle. But here's what I'm saying, that I'm Generation X, right?
Uh-huh.
The amount of the amount of people that are out there today, and I want to quote something. And I need to pull it up here to make sure I get it right. So this is from Bloomberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
The apathy that's out there, the turnover rate as it averages now with historical labor. We're not talking about our industry. We're talking across the board. 70%. And here's a direct quote. MGM Resorts International. And remember, MGM, they got hotels, they got casinos. Who knows what all they got, but they're big. Will hire, continuing the quote, will hire 500 to 800 people during a week, only to lose 300 to 400 others, its chief executive officer recently said, end quote. This is from Bloomberg. This article is from today. It's in the premium section, but still you can get the quote. Happened at 0800 a.m. The apathy that's out there, right? But who can change that, right? So whether you're Trump, whether you're Biden, whether you're the man on Mars or the woman from Venus, here's the problem. How do we get the apathy to go away? And I want to segue that. I want to bring it into perspective. The United States Department of Housing and Urban Development today, on the management and marketing, asset manager and field service manager contract, stated, quote, and this was an exclusive quote to Foreclosurepedia, that if you want to work on our projects, including, it's the first time ever HUD has said, no, it goes all the way to the boots on the ground. You must be vaccinated. They went a step further than that, bearing in mind, this is directly from HUD. This isn't something random I found in the news. This is from HUD to Foreclosurepedia. If you're a listing agent, this impacts the National Association of Realtors. If you're a listing agent, you must be vaccinated. What say you?
Here's what kills me about this. We get all these mandates. Mandates aren't laws, number one. Number two, I would trust my immune system on something that is 99.96% recoverable from. And then you have to look at the issue, is HUD still requiring vendors, boots on the ground, to spray bleach and put kills on the mold and just hide the mold so we can resell the house? I don't know.
I'm with you. I don't know about the 99% but I'm with you on this, that what we're doing here is we're flying blind. And I tell you what, we're coming up on the first quarter adder. I got to pause for a moment, give station identification. This is the Foreclosurepedia Radio Network which premieres the Foreclosurepedia podcast. We transmit voice over IP. This is our station identification. Thank you. Alright, so it's stopping recording.